Hey everyone, Avatar Guy here. Avatar The Way of Water has been one of the biggest film productions in history, and has revolutionary filmmaker James Cameron directing. To help you appreciate the brilliance of Avatar 2, here are 15 interesting facts that I really think you should know. Fact 1. Pandora is a huge world. The original Avatar primarily features two main environments, the Pandoran jungle and the floating mountains, but these are a small part of a much bigger world. You can think of Pandora as similar to Earth, a place with many unique animals, climates and landscapes. In Avatar 2, we will finally get to see the oceans of Pandora, but did you know that other Avatar media has confirmed deserts and snowy mountains? This is by no means your typical blockbuster sci-fi world, where each planet has a single biome. Instead, we have Pandora, a massive and varied world. 2. Underwater motion capture was invented for Avatar 2. The ordinary way filmmakers shoot underwater scenes is by suspending actors from cables, then adding CGI water afterwards. James Cameron is not a fan of this technique at all and believes it doesn't look real. So in true Cameron fashion, he got a team together and invented a completely new technology and process. The underwater motion capture in Avatar 2 involved a 900,000 gallon water tank, actors trained to freedive, thousands of balls used to block light, and some crazy new camera system I won't even pretend to understand. From reactions to private screens of Avatar 2 footage, this innovation seems to be mesmerising audiences. 3. A $1 billion budget. Avatar 2's budget is part of a mega deal where 20th Century Fox gave James Cameron and his production company Lightstorm Entertainment $1 billion to make Avatar 2, 3, 4 and 5. Cameron was basically given $250 million for each one of the 4 movies, which when you consider the original Avatar made $2.8 billion, $250 million a movie could be the bargain of the century. 4. Some characters are back from the dead. Unsurprisingly, a bunch of characters in the first movie are back for the sequel. This includes Jake, Neytiri, Selfridge and Norm. But what's really interesting is that some characters who died in the original Avatar are back in ways only possible in science fiction. Quaritch and Wainfleet, who if you remember, died in the first movie, are back as recombinants, which are Avatar bodies embedded with the memories of Marines who have died. We also have a new character, Kiri, played by Sigourney Weaver, who has some connection to Dr. Grace Augustine, who also died, and was also played by Sigourney Weaver. Sorry to all the Stute fans though, he's still dead. 5. Quaritch is back for all the Avatar sequels. Here's what James Cameron has to say. There's not a new villain every time, which is interesting. Same guy, same mother through all 4 movies. He's so good and he just gets better. I know Stephen Lang is going to knock this out of the park. End quote. So it looks like Quaritch is back, and he's bigger, bluer, and angrier than ever.
Give me the goosebumps.
6. The sequel was originally going to be released in 2016. Instead, we've had some delays, moving the film to December 2022. While these delays have been frustrating for fans, I think the additional time spent on Avatar 2 is definitely a reason to be excited. Just imagine how amazing the visuals are going to be. 7. The scale is on the level of The Lord of the Rings. James Cameron has compared the movies to The Lord of the Rings. That is to say, it will be a giant saga with lots of depth. The problem though was the Lord of the Rings movies had a foundation of books, whereas Avatar did not. Before script writing even began, James Cameron wrote a gigantic 1,500-page document that then worked as a kind of encyclopedia for the world of Avatar. 8. Each Avatar sequel works as a standalone movie. This means you won't have to have seen any of the other movies to enjoy the one you're watching. It won't be like the MCU, where if you haven't seen Infinity War, you wouldn't really understand Endgame. James Cameron and John Landau have been very clear that they've made these movies with the intention of each being a self-contained story. This isn't the first time Cameron has done this. Plenty of people who never saw Alien or The Terminator enjoyed watching Aliens and Terminator 2. 9. A huge new cast. The sequels will introduce a whole new cast of characters. There's Cliff Curtis and Kate Winslet, who are playing Tonawari and Ronal of the Metcaina tribe. Eddie Falco is playing a general in the RDA army. We also have Michelle Yeoh and Jermaine Clement, both playing scientists, with Clement playing a marine biologist who is one of Cameron's favourite characters in the sequels. We also can't forget all the new Sully family children that we've seen in the promotional material. 10. Some big names turned down roles. Ed Norton and Josh Brolin both turned down roles in the upcoming Avatar sequels. Ed Norton did want to be in the movie as a Na'vi. Unfortunately though, James Cameron only had human characters in mind. He did end up appearing in Alita Battle Angel as a little cameo though. We don't know why Josh Brolin didn't accept his role. Maybe he didn't want to do it anymore after doing motion capture for Thanos. But let's hope he doesn't end up regretting it like Matt Damon, who turned down the role of Jake Sully and still regrets it to this day.
It's true. I have no defense.
11. James Cameron thinks the Avatar sequels are going to blow your socks off. Cameron has been slowly hyping up the sequels in the past few years. He's gone on record saying that the Avatar sequels are the Manhattan Project of movie making, and that when you see them in the cinema, you're going to yourself with your mouth wide open. If these claims were from any other director, I think that they were being crazy. But this is James Cameron we're talking about. He knows how to wow an audience. 12. Fans have been counting down to Avatar 2. For over 2,200 days in fact. That's a long time. So long that at some points the countdown even went backwards when the film was delayed. People didn't lose faith though. They kept going, and the community and the memes that have been created are amazing, and I am sure that Avatar 2 will be worth the wait. 13. The composer of the original died in a tragic accident. James Horner died in a plane crash in 2015, meaning that the man who created the music for the original Avatar and also did the music for Titanic is no longer with us. This has obviously saddened many fans, myself included. However, there is hope, as his apprentice and longtime collaborator, Simon Franklin, has taken over as composer for the sequels. He helped create the music for Pandora, the World of Avatar, and for those of us who have heard that music, it's a reason to be hopeful that Simon can do Horner proud. 14. Avatar 2 will use a new kind of motion technology. The films are being presented in something called variable frame rate. This means the frame rate can be increased only when it's needed in high movement shots. I'm really looking forward to seeing this technology in the cinema, especially the action scenes. 15. It made Zoe Saldana cry. The actress who plays Neytiri said that she was brought to tears after seeing 20 minutes of Avatar 2 footage. She's not actually the only cast member who said this. Stephen Lang also said that he found himself teary-eyed when he was reading through his character arc. This gives us a real sense of how emotionally impactful these movies are and just how attached these actors are to their characters. If you enjoyed this content, check out this video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks to the Based and Robust Network, and thank you for watching.